This is lesson 7.4, part 1. In this video, we'll learn how to use the properties of logarithms to expand and condense logarithms. These are the properties. There are only 3 of them, and you should hit pause and copy them down. And now we'll use the properties to do a few examples. So in this first example, you can see that we're subtracting 2 logs, and this is the quotient property of logarithms. So what we have here looks like this thing on the right, and what we want to do is condense it so it looks like this thing on the left. So we're going to write this down as log base 4, and then we're going to take m and n, which is 32 and 2, and we will divide them because that's what it says to do here. So this gives us log base 4 of 16. Using our knowledge of exponents, we know that 4 to the x equals 16. And so 4 squared equals 16, so the answer to this log is 2. Okay, here's another example. This one is showing the product property because we have 2 logs being added together. So we're going to condense this down to one single logarithm where we multiply our 2 values together. So we're going to have 5x times 3x, which would equal 15x squared. This example shows 2 different properties. Looking at this first logarithm, that is showing the power property. So it looks like this. We want to take the coefficient and move it into the exponent position. So this becomes log base 2 of x to the 6th. And the second one, same thing, the coefficient becomes an exponent, so we have log base 2 of y to the 5th. And now we're looking at a product property. We have 2 logs added together, so we can condense that down to a single logarithm by multiplying m and n. Looks like that. Using the properties of logarithms, we can go the other way with it also. So looking at example A here, what we have is a quotient property. We have m divided by n with 250 divided by 37. We can expand this into 2 separate logs. Keeping the same base 3, we do 250 minus log base 3 of 37. In example B, we're looking at a combination of the product property and the power property. So first thing we'll do is separate it using the product property. So we'll separate this into 2 separate logs, log base 3 of 9 plus log base 3 of x to the 5th. And then we can use the power property to move our exponent into a coefficient position. So we get 5 log base 3 of x. And this first log we can calculate because we know 3 to the x must equal 9. Our exponent is 2, so the answer to the log is 2. And those are the properties of logarithms.